With the Blazers Jam back again with another video. Today we're doing a movie review on Romy and Michele's high school reunion starring Mira Sorvino and Lisa Kudrow. I'm going to go ahead and read the plot line real quick and then we're going to go ahead and discuss this film while I give you my thoughts and opinions on it for this movie review. It says Romy and Michele are carefree party girls who reinvent themselves for their 10-year high school reunion. And their plan is working perfectly until a former classmate blabs the real story to everyone, but Romy and Michele have one more surprise up their sleeve. Okay, that's a little quick plot point of the film. Now I'm going to dive deeper into that. It goes over the character development of Romy and Michele, mostly through, I guess, flashbacks and talking points. The characters that they are as an adults kind of differ from the characters they were in high school. In high school, both Romy and Michele, they were more like loners and kind of like like the social outcast type, you know. And then of course there was like, the popular girls in schools that would, bully them and, they would make fun of them and pull pranks and whatnot. So then you kind of fast forward, I guess, like 10 years later. Now they're like, carefree party girls living in Los Angeles, really into the high fashion trends. And, they dyed their hair blonde. And in their high school years, they're like brunettes. But they basically changed their aesthetic and the way they dress and stuff. Once they moved to Los Angeles, they start, rocking blonde hair and following the latest fashion trends. This movie came out in '97, so it really has that late '90s aesthetic and a lot of pop songs during that time. They're playing a lot of songs from the '80s and '90s, a lot of hits and whatnot. Both Mira Sorvino and Lisa Kudrow, they do have a great chemistry as they bounce off of each other when it comes to their character development and their backstory when it comes to their friendship and whatnot. When it comes to them coming to their high school reunion, they don't want to go as themselves, so they try to whip up an idea on how they could impress their former classmates for their for the 10-year reunion. And they just start pulling things out of their pocket, trying to figure out what they could come up with. At the same time, they're trying to lose weight, and one of her other friends recommends them to try finding a job because only one of them is employed. So you have all that going on, and then there's always speculation on how it's all going to play out for them. Is this high school reunion going to turn out great, or is it going to turn out like a complete disaster? There's also other actors in here like Alan Cumming, which I believe I reviewed a few movies that he's been in on here on my channel. But yeah, he for Romy and Michele, they're basically learning to work out on how they're going to present themselves for their high school reunion. This is a nice late '90s kind of like a buddy-like comedy between two friends, and it covers the dynamic of friendships and flaws and imperfections and learning to accept oneself when dealing with stuff that happened years ago during your high school years. I was also getting a lot of A Night at the Roxbury vibes while watching this. Ironically enough, this came out 1 year before A Night at the Roxbury and whatnot. But both Romeo and Michele's high school reunion and Night at the Roxbury starring Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan, they both have similar vibes to it. So I'll probably have to review that movie somewhere down the line once I get that added to my movie collection. That's one of Will Ferrell's earlier movies. Uh, but no, this movie does, besides the comedy, it does cover like certain themes, like, you know, friendship, loneliness, self acceptance, and things like that. So besides the comedy dynamic of the movie, it has specific themes that are covered, you know, and those are the themes that get covered throughout the rest of the film. So, you know, and overall, it has a pretty good soundtrack too. A lot of a lot of memorable songs from that time that were released onto this soundtrack for this movie. So, you know, it's like, oh, I recognize this from the '80s, or I recognize this from the '90s. But yeah, that overall sums up my movie review for Romy and Michele's high school reunion, starring Mira Sorvino and Lisa Kudrow. I give my final grade for this movie, and it gets a B. So, have you guys seen Romy and Michele's high school reunion? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Are you a fan of any of these actresses right here? Mira Sorvino, Lisa Kudrow? Let me know. Comment below if you want to see more movie and TV show reviews like this. I have a whole catalog you can check out here on the channel, as well as other numerous content such as my DVD and Blu-ray haul videos, my unboxing videos, my fun adventures YouTube vlogs, other numerous content. If you want to stick around for more, then make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys around for the next video. Have a great day now. Peace.